Welcome, welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Dads. I'm Joey.
And I'm Tim. We've got a great episode ahead of us.
We do. There's so much to talk about. First,
Yes,
I want to thank Juliana at the Red Elf Shop on Etsy. Little Red's back, as you can probably see, and Leroy's back. Right, Leroy?
Juliana's been sending us these for years. We don't make a commission, anything like that, but the time she puts into this stuff, it's so cool.
Yeah, so we love the Red Elf Shop. So Juliana runs that whole thing. It's on Etsy. You can see here, Little Red, our elf, is wearing his little ski mask and his poles and his skis, and he's ready to hit the slopes. I mean, it is winter. Let me show you here what she sends us, right? You can kind of get an idea of how this works. So check out how all this comes from the Red Elf Shop. So the Red Elf Shop on Etsy, they send you whatever you order. They send you in this box with this wrapping in it. And then inside you've got your little outfits. Now, this one, she sent me a lot, but this one here is a little scarf set, right? So you get the little card that it's on, a little postcard, and then you get all the tools, and then there's a little picture of what this should look like, all right? So you have, there's no questions there. The next one here's another one. This one is kind of a photography press pass. You can see there's a little press pass right here for the elf. There's a picture of Santa right there. There's a camera in here, it's hard to see, but you'll see the whole setup right here of what this should look like. This one here is interesting because you'll see here, this is a picture of the elf broken its leg. It's got a crutch, it's holding an x-ray, it's got a cast, and Katie signed it, and Santa signed it, and there's a little hospital gown. You can just look through all this stuff, and you can see all of these different little packages. Here's one, Tim, you might like. Little Red is a Christmas wrapping expert for the presents, right? So you get the bows and the wrapping paper and the little sign and all that. So a lot of amazing stuff from Juliana, the Red Elf Shop on Etsy. I could go on all day about her. If you have the elf, if you're doing the elf, this is a must-have for your family. So head over to Red Elf Shop on Etsy and tell Juliana we sent you. And you can see here is just all this different stuff she has. The site is nicely laid out. And she does this all year long.
I love it.
Yeah.
This means a little bit more to us than usual because Lex grew up with Little Red.
Yeah.
And to this day, we still talk about the different antics that he would do during the night or that what Lex would wake up to. And it's one of our memories growing up with Lex.
Yeah, to me, it was kind of nervous because I had to every night remember to move this thing when Lex went to bed. Now I bring him to school, and he's in my class, and I probably should show clips of that if I had to take him. And the students move him around, and they dress him, and they love this stuff, right? Yeah. It's a big deal to them.
It's just one more little thing away from all the responsibilities and stuff.
As a dad, I want to make my kids' childhood amazing, and as a student, as a teacher, I want to do the same thing for the students, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I want to do a shout out to my student of the week. I'm just going to throw this in here.
Really?
Maybe it'll something. Yeah, Lily, my fourth block. So Lily, whenever I put a new video or whatever, she's on it, right? So she'll be like, "I saw your new refrigerator video," and she watches the show, and she's a big fan. So Lily, shout out to you, and she's an amazing student.
Great.
All right, so here's what are we doing today?
Oh my gosh, so we're building upon the Greek-style yogurt that we've been making and showing 4 different salad dressings.
Yes, 4.
With oil-free and just
high protein.
Yeah, high protein.
So one of the things I want to tell you about the way we make the yogurt now, it's different.
Okay.
We put the video out, that's what we had been doing. We followed some advice. I did so much research before I started making the yogurt. And then I started making it, and I had some success, and sometimes it wasn't, and I showed you what to do. Yeah. And none of that's in videos, but in the comments, everyone knows how to do this, right? Everyone needs their own show. So here's what I do. I just put the milk, I don't sterilize anything anymore. I just and I don't heat the milk up. I just take the Instant Pot out, we dump in the 2 milks, and we put in a 1/4 cup of the whey from the last one. We freeze the whey now.
That was frozen.
Yeah, we freeze it in 1/4 cup containers, and then when I make a yogurt, I put the 2 milks in, I take the defrosted whey, I pop that in, turn it to yogurt on the Instant Pot for 12 hours, and let it go. That's it, and it works every time.
And it works great. It's thick already before we put it in the refrigerator. Yeah. It's an absolute success.
Yeah, so I don't even do the 12 hours in the fridge anymore.
Yeah, and it's not costing us any more money, no more starters.
It's less, We're not buying any starter. Every batch of yogurt has a bunch of starter. Yeah. And then, so we still strain it for the 2 days, because I over that period, a lot of water comes out. Because we want a lot of whey comes out. Yeah, so we want the Greek-style yogurt. but it works every single time. It's perfect, and we've cut out so many steps.
Yeah, so I think sharing this with you is just that if you can get past that first batch, from then on, you're
good.
Sailing free and really good.
All right, so we've got 4 really cool high-protein salad dressings coming up for you. You're absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. To get going on my ranch dressing, I'm going to start with my spices. I'm going to start with a teaspoon of garlic powder, maybe a little extra. About a half a teaspoon of sea salt. About a half a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm just guesstimating here. A tablespoon of parsley. I just love these measuring spoons because I can just get them right in the jar, which is amazing. And I'm going to whisk my little dry ingredients together here to get them all combined before I start throwing in the wet stuff. Now for the wet ingredients, I'm going to add 1 whole serving of my own Greek yogurt recipe. So this stuff is really, really thick. I mean, look how thick that is, right? Like, it's really thick. So we're going to have to thin this out. But this is where the protein's coming from right here. So I'm going to dump that in there. And I'm also going to throw in a teaspoon of lemon juice. There we go. Now I'm just going to mix all this together and get it combined. We'll kind of do an evaluation after this to see if we need to thin it out, which we're going to. Oh man, it smells really good. I'm going to add just a bit of this cashew milk here. It's only 25 calories per cup, and I'm just going to start with a tablespoon and see how that goes. And then we'll take it from there. I need to be pourable so it can go on top of a salad. Right now, the way it is, it's perfect for like carrots or a dip or something, but I need it to be like salad dressing pourable. We're not there yet. I'm going to pour in another tablespoon of cashew milk here. When I get to the point where it's like dripping off the whisk, then I know it'll be the right consistency. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. All right, this is the consistency we're looking for, right? You can kind of see it's kind of dripping off now. So I think this is it. I'm also going to throw in a tablespoon of this monk fruit-based sweetener right here. I just tasted it. It's really good, but it needs to be sweeter. Of course, I left out the most important ingredient, half a tablespoon of dried dill. You can't have ranch dressing without dried dill. All right, now let's give it a taste. Absolutely delicious.
Oh, did you put a little sweetener in here?
I did.
Okay.
Can you tell?
This is really nice.
I know, it's sweet, huh? It's actually our dip that I've designed, but I just thinned it out a little bit for salad.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Well, there you go. It's husband approved.
Yeah.
That is our high-protein Greek yogurt ranch-style dressing. This is absolutely delicious, and you're going to love it on a salad. Let's go ahead and make our, I want to say honey mustard dressing, but it's maple mustard dressing, right? Even as a vegan for, however many years, I still say honey mustard.
Well, let's start with our base, which is our homemade Greek-style yogurt.
What is this thing? What is this?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Watch and learn. Look at it, just all comes out.
And I think I know where you got it.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, so actually that does work pretty good. It goes along the glass and kind of just takes all that stuff out, right? It's gonna take a while. I got somewhere to be on Thursday.
You're with an expert. I'm a pro.
Okay, well here we go.
Okay.
All right, so that is 1 serving of our homemade Greek yogurt, IP Greek yogurt.
Correct. And that volume and quantity will be in our macros, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely at the end. All right, so we've got the yogurt in. Next, we're gonna put in the Dijon. So we need 4 tablespoons of Dijon mustard.
Time to break out a new bottle.
All right.
Well, that looks appetizing.
You're a little heavy on the pour. Oh, really? I'm standing back.
Well, mustard can be kind of strong, so let's use some apple cider vinegar to cut this.
Yep, so we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, or ACV. Did we shake it first? Yeah.
We did. We gently reversed it.
Next, we need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. We freeze our lemons and then thaw them out when we need them. We get them every year from Deanne in January. Thank you, Deanne.
Yep.
All right, good job there. Next, we need half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Not that whole thing, kind of half of that, all right?
Oh.
So that's a teaspoon measure, so just put half of that in. Oh, go big or go home, right?
Is there a dressing that doesn't call for garlic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a recipe that doesn't call for garlic?
Exactly.
Next, we need half a teaspoon of sea salt.
Okay.
So let's grab that in there. Oh, it's already looking kind of golden. So next, we're putting in a dash of pepper. All right, heavy-handed. I think that's good. All right, so next we need 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So we're gonna pop that in there. You can half this recipe too. All right, it's looking pretty good. And we actually only used half of the tablespoons of maple syrup because of the calories. So we're putting in 2 tablespoons of this whole earth monk fruit sweetener. I know erythrol's killing people, but we're using it anyway.
Is it really? It's not.
Well, that's what Dr. Greger says. All right.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Let's whisk it for the biscuit.
All right, so you can mix this up now, and Tim wants to use the electric mixer, so we'll do that.
We don't use this enough.
We just want to get like a nice, smooth, like creamy consistency.
All right, it's looking more and more creamy. We're getting some air in here.
All right.
Oh, like a pro.
Tim likes using the electric mixer. You really could just whisk it by hand. That's what I would have did. All right,
Yeah.
Let's see what this tastes like. All right, let's see here. Oh, wow.
Okay, you didn't fall over.
It's really good. Holy smoke.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
That's amazing. Woohoo. All right. So this is a really good alternative. We're trying to use our Greek yogurt, right? To show you dressings with that. And this is really the first time we're making this. We've put this together in macros for a while now. We just haven't had the opportunity to make it, but we just cut a bunch of lettuce up today. So now we need salad dressing. So we'll talk about the macros here when we're done with all the dressings, but this is just a beautiful kind of honey mustardy dressing with the maple syrup, right?
Really is.
All right, so we're gonna portion these up. It makes 4 servings, so we've kind of got these little half mason jars here, right? They're kind of fun, and we're just gonna pop them in here, put the covers on, and put it in the fridge, and that's gonna be, our dressing. So this makes 4 servings. I'm just gonna break it up into 4 equal parts. You can go ahead and measure if you want. If you're counting calories, that's normally what I do, but at this point, I'm just gonna eyeball it and make sure I have 4 equal parts here. So I'm just gonna put the covers on these, and they're just little baby mason jars, that's all. All right, and you can see right here, like, there they are, right? So, all right, so 4 beautiful maple mustard dressings, high protein, made with yogurt, for 5 grams, 4.9 grams, so 5 grams of protein each. This is a great deal. Throw on your salad at about 65 calories. We'll go over the macros, but I'm loving it.
Yep.
All right, let's do the next one. It's time for our high protein Chipotle ranch dressing. We're gonna start with 50 grams of Chipotles and adobo sauce. I'm gonna put these in a food processor to kind of get them all chopped up and processed. And I got a bunch of these really thin kind of mini spatulas. I like these because they can get around the blade without being cut, which is great. And I'm just gonna get all the stuff off the sides here and make sure I get it all processed up. All right, there we go, that's better. Man, it looks like a crime scene. All right, we're gonna put this aside until we need it. Next, I'm using a whole serving of my Instapot high protein Greek yogurt. So I'm gonna pull this out of here. Again, I got one of these really nice and thin spatulas that goes all the way deep in and grabs all this stuff. Again, part of that same set. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get these same spatulas if you're interested. I absolutely love them. So let me get all this out of here. That's 1 whole serving. Remember, the recipe makes 6 servings, and this is a whole one right here. All right, I'm gonna grab my whisk and just start whisking this up a little bit just to kind of get a little smooth and creamy here. It's been sitting in that jar for a little while in the fridge. And when they come out of the, the strainer, when I'm making the Greek style yogurt, I don't normally whip them up before I put them in the jar. All right, there we go. All right, now I've got my 15 grams of the diced up or processed chipotles and adobo sauce. You can add more, you can add less. I like to just kind of add this amount, and then if it needs more, I put it in. I'm not really very good with spices, so I'm kind of a spice wimp. But I do like the taste of chipotle, so there it is. Now it's time for our spices. We're gonna put in 3/4 of a teaspoon of dill weed. And this is a 3/4 teaspoon measure. I don't know if you can see that. Next is 3/4 of a teaspoon of dry parsley. After that is 3/4 of a teaspoon of chives. Then we're putting a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder in. And we can't have onion powder without garlic powder, so a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Then we'll put in a little dash of salt and a sprinkle of some pepper here. All right, I'm just gonna whisk this up and get this going. The way it is now, it makes a nice dip, but for salad dressing, we're gonna need to thin this out a little bit. So I'm gonna put a few tablespoons of plant milk in here. I'm using this silk cashew milk with just a touch of almond. It's really low in calories. And I'm also gonna put in a teaspoon of lemon over here, just to punch up the tanginess a little bit. And then I'm also adding some of this whole earth monk fruit sweetener, just about 2 teaspoons, and that should do it. All right, let's give it a taste here and see what we got. Oh yeah, this tastes amazing. So this is a nice kind of creamy, light chipotle dressing. Again, you can use a lot more chipotles. I'm just too timid for that. There we go. Let's get this in the jars and we'll be ready to go. All right, so this made 222 grams. So divided by 3, that's 74 grams each. So I'm gonna put 74 grams of this into each one of the jars that I have. You don't have to measure it if you don't want, but that's what I do. You know how I am. This salad dressing does make 3 servings, however you do it. So that's what I'm doing here. And I don't have enough jars left of the other kind of this, so I'm just putting 74 into each one of these. All right, that one's ready to go. That's 1 serving right there, and we're just gonna have 3 servings and we'll be done. All right, there you go. Chipotle ranch dressing, high protein, dressing number 3. Ready for some great future meals. All right, for our 4th dressing, we're gonna make a high protein, yogurt-based creamy Italian dressing. And we're gonna start with, again, our Greek style yogurt. Again, 1 serving of our yogurt. And I'm gonna whisk that up here to get that going. Make sure it's nice and smooth. To that, we're gonna add 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar. Next, we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. After that, I'm adding 2 garlic cloves that I've grated. So they're ready to go in. Next, it's 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil, 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of dried parsley, 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I'm gonna use this Wholesome Yum Zero Sugar maple syrup. It's just based on the monk fruit, but you can use regular maple syrup if you want. I'm just counting calories, and I don't want 100 calories from 2 tablespoons. So I'm adding this one instead, but whatever sweetener you have is fine. I'm also adding a dash of sea salt to bring out the flavors, and I'm going to add a little bit of pepper too. I'm going to start mixing up the ingredients I have now to try to get it to come together. All right, the base of this is done, and normally you would have Parmesan cheese and Italian dressing, but of course we're not doing that. So we're going to add in about 2 tablespoons of nooch. Here I'm using 5 grams. And when I say nooch, I mean nutritional yeast. All right, let's bring that all together, and then we'll give that a taste and see what we've got. It's looking pretty good so far. Texture is perfect. All right, it's looking good. All right, let's grab a little taste here and see what we got. Oh yeah, that's really good. That's perfect. Really, for a vegan, milkless, a creamy Italian, this is fantastic, and it's high protein. All right, perfect. We're gonna jar this up. I think you've seen me jar all these up, but I don't know if I even have any jars left, but that's what we're gonna do. This makes 3 servings, and let's go over all the macros for all of these dressings and tell you a little bit more about each one. When I'm ready for a salad, I just come over here. Tim likes the romaine, and I like the spring mix, so we've kind of got it just mixed up where the spring mix is in the back and the romaine's in the front. Then I've got all of the stuff to snack on, and then all my salad fixings. So you'll see here, I've always got like a dressing ready to go. This isn't even a dressing, it's our yogurt ranch dip, which I don't even know if we put a video out for yet. I'm constantly just coming over here, snacking, and I find myself just eating carrots and dip like all day long. We've also got cucumbers, which I don't like. There's plenty of celery. And then there's my salad fixing. So we've got red onions all sliced up and ready to go here that we throw on the salad. There's cherry tomatoes. Lex likes to come over and just nosh on these peppers, and he would dip them in here, and he would just eat them. And then for salads, I've also got some carrots that are sliced. And then back there, they're still covered. There's more celery and cucumbers all sliced and ready to go. And then here's the cool thing. I make a salad, I grab all this stuff for work, right? I throw a salad together in the morning, and then I just take one of my dressings that are ready to go. This is my yogurt ranch dressing, and I pop it in my salad, and I'm ready to go. So it just takes minutes to throw all this together. I have a full salad bar in my fridge, and I absolutely love it. All right, so the salad bar in the fridge, right?
Oh, love it.
So here's another, again, the comments are everything, right?
Totally.
Yeah, so on the comments of that, and I would never have thought of this, we go through the lettuce every week. First, someone was like, does all that stuff smell out there? Well, the onions are strong. Now when we're not using it, we cover everything up.
There's a lid.
Yeah, but even so, the onions are kind of strong. You might want to put those in a Ziploc bag. I don't care. People are like, well, you'll smell onion. I love the smell of onion in my fridge. I don't care, right?
Really, with the lid on it, I'm not noticing it at all. And then it's in that drawer that's tucked away in the bottom. I don't notice that it's causing smells in the rest of the fridge at all. Like,
I do notice it, and it's fine
do?
with and it's fine with me. But if that's an issue, then put it in a Ziploc bag, right? The rest of the stuff is fine. But someone said to me, and I thought this was genius, that listen, whatever you don't use at the end of the week, you don't have to toss. The carrot's already cut up, the onion's already cut up, the celery's already cut.
That's your mirepoix right there.
Right. Start making the soup for the weekend. And I was like, oh my god, that's genius, right? We do eat most of that stuff. Like Lex eats the peppers by itself during the week. I eat all the onions and the lettuce because I have salad all week.
But I think we had some of the chopped celery left.
Yeah.
And then, so at the next week, we just started with everything fresh and cut again. So you're right. There was some leftover stuff, and we can use that.
So I love that idea. Whoever left that comment, and that's the kind of stuff you can't find on YouTube, right? Yeah. No one's doing. They're all showing you how to make something, but nobody's showing you what to do with the leftovers and all that. So the viewers, they're experts at this. Yeah. All right, so let's get into the macros of the dressings, all right? I'm going to throw this on the screen, but we're going to be looking at the paper. So we'll do the first one, which was the ranch dressing. So absolutely delicious dressing. The dressing has all the ingredients that you see on the screen here. Now, depending on how much of each, your macros will change. But based on what we did, this is 4 recipes and 43.9 calories for each serving, right?
Really good.
Yeah, so one of those little containers, 2 grams of fat, 2.4 grams of carbohydrates, and 4.2 grams of protein. So 4 grams of protein, right? For the dressing alone, which is only 43 calories. Find that at Sprouts, right? You can get like low-calorie dressing, but not with 4 grams of protein.
And not with that little of fat, 2 grams.
No, and then you're getting yogurt has all the healthy stuff. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. So right there, like when I make these yogurts, sometimes Tim's like, start another batch. I'm like, we've just got like 6 servings. Just start another batch. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I'll start it, and by the end of the week, you threw in a yogurt in every one of your protein
He's not really
shakes,
great at listening.
And I'm like, okay, well, we would have been out of yogurt. So we make these dressings. We have these dressings ready to go, and I have salads every day. So the ranch dressing, that's that one, right?
Yeah. And again, since you're making these dressings, you can add a little bit more garlic if you want, or a little bit less dill. Again, you're in the driver's seat. So
yeah, I just showed you some quick ways to make this. All right, let's go to the maple mustard dressing. I'm trying not to say honey mustard, but this one's interesting because you could use. You'll notice in the video that we broke it down into half, as far as the sweetness, half maple syrup, half that monk fruit. If you're against this monk fruit thing, that's fine, and use the 4 tablespoons.
Use the sweetener of your choice. But there is absolutely a choice, and I think that's kind of what we showed here. This is the dressing that I kind of grew up with, and so instead of using mayonnaise, to use this yogurt is awesome.
I think it's fantastic, but if you don't want to use the sweetener, use 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. But it's going to increase the calories by like 100 calories, right?
Yeah, but if that's where you're at.
But that's where you're at, then do that. At this point in my life, it really is about the calories. So, but of course I'm a vegan. Now, here's what I did as far as the servings. This one makes, I may have said 3 on the video, I'm not sure, but this one makes 4 servings. I broke the servings down into 1, I need enough of it to work, and 2, I need the protein to be between 4 and 5. Okay. All right, so by breaking this recipe, so the whole recipe makes 320 calories or something, right? Okay. You can break it down however you want, but by 4, it gave me 85.4 calories per serving, which I could deal with, right? And almost 5 grams of protein, right? There was 2.9 to 3 grams of fat, and 13.9 grams of carbohydrates. So you could change this by making less servings, however you want.
Yeah, and if your palate is on the sweet side, you like a sweeter dressing. I mean, the little extra calories. I mean, if it's getting you to eat a salad and your veggies and stuff, then there just can't be any guilt with that, right? Like if this helps make you successful.
Yeah, so we've had the macros set up and the idea for this dressing for a long time, but this was the first time we've actually thrown it together. So we were like, holy smoke. Sometimes on paper some of this stuff looks good and you make it and you're like, oh man, that was a disaster. Yeah. Right? Those flavors did not go together. We kind of knew this would work. I mean, it's maple syrup and Dijon mustard. Like what's the
like the other one we've had for veggies before, and stuff, but this one.
So this one's really good. We absolutely love this. You should check this one out. All right, so the next one is our Chipotle ranch dressing. So again, another great option if you like a Southwest type of salad, right?
Absolutely.
And we do have one.
Yeah. The inspiration comes from a local restaurant called Oregano's. They serve a salad in a cold bowl with some warm pinto beans. I think they put some corn tomato in it. So if you want to go in a Southwest direction of salad, this is your one. That Chipotle is going to be when you swallow, it's at the end there. So when you first take a bite, you're like, oh, this isn't spicy at all. Boom. But when you swallow, that's when it's going to hit you. Yeah. But this is a good option when you want to break up your salads for the week or something for different flavors, right?
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I broke this into 3 servings based on the number of calories. With 3 servings, it comes out to 68.8 calories, about 3 grams of fat, 3.3, 4.6 carbohydrates, and 5.6 grams of protein.
So that really sounds good. But again, I think you have 3 servings in here because it didn't get... It got thinned out by peppers instead of a milk or anything else. So the volume on this one is a little bit less for the same amount of yogurt. So.
And you could thin this out more, which might be a good idea with milk. We've really given you the starters of these recipes.
Yes.
Please make them your own and let me know how you do it. I promise you I won't be offended. I would love it if you took my recipes and did your own thing.
Yeah.
Right?
The positiveness on using these yogurt dressings is it does stick to the leaf of lettuce. Like,
oh, yeah.
It works.
So I have the ranch, like, I don't know, twice a week, every week, right? With that salad bar, and then I have it, on just about everything in the house all week long, right? So the ranch is amazing. I can tell you it sticks to everything. All right. Although you have to spin your salad. I mean, that's really the key to it, right? So spinning down. All right. The last one we did, I'm sure I don't know if these are in order, but the creamy Italian. This was really nice, considering...
This was a surprise.
There's no olive oil.
Yeah.
Right? There's no, milk in it, right? There's no cheese. There's no Parmesan cheese, which is... So when you take all that out and be like, okay...
What am I left with the pepper?
What have I got? Right? I mean, it was really good. We were so surprised. So here we've got the ingredients right here, and you can see this does get a little thinned out by the white wine vinegar, so that's nice. So it allows for the extra serving. So 4 servings on this we're doing, and with 4 servings, because there's so many ingredients, it's still 74 calories, right? Yeah. Which is on the high end of these, but actually really good, right? 74 calories. You've got 2.1 grams of fat, about 10 carbohydrates, and 4.7 grams of protein. So that's quite a nice little profile for those, don't you think?
I love it. Yeah.
All right, so those are the macros for the salads. For the dressings, we've given you quite a few options. I always feel like we're in the wrong season of these things. This really should be a summer video, right? And then we discover soups in the summer, right?
Well, but we just discovered this high-protein vegan yogurt that doesn't match anything in the store.
Yeah.
I mean, so how can we keep this a secret until next summer? You know what I mean? Like it's sort of like we're obsessed with it.
This is where we're now. We are now. Yeah. And it's funny because I'll call Deb and I'm like, Deb, here's what we're doing. She's like, that's all I've been searching for the weekend. Oh. And so it's
sometimes
so funny.
on the same wavelength.
We're just on this. I'm like, Deb, if you look at our internet browsing history, it's probably the exact same crap, right? She's like, absolutely.
That's pretty funny.
If you haven't checked out the latest episode of Plant-Based Besties, that's mine and Debbie Chu's show that we do together. Each month we alternate it on the other person's channel. Okay. For episode 1 was on my channel here on our channel. Episode 2, there's a link below, and go check that out. That's on Deb's channel. We're gonna have a special guest in January on the next show. Ooh. We might put it on both our channels. I don't know. I don't want to talk about who it is yet, but it's another YouTuber. Okay. And it fits right into what we're doing. It's going to be a perfect jump or a starting point for the new year if you want to get in better shape, start thinking about fitness and food and all that. So
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. All right, some great dressings. Leroy, what did you think of all these? I know, right? All right, that's our video today. Hit that like button, click on the subscribe button, click on that bell. You get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. Okay. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts. What are you doing with the yogurt? Are you making salad dressing or making something else?
Yeah. Does this inspire you in some way? We hope that's what happens.
All right. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care.